What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. It's been hot here in Ohio, so I haven't been doing a lot in the garage since I don't have any AC or anything in here. But it's a nice day today. It's been raining. It's stopped, and I'm gonna try to get some things done here in the garage. I'm gonna change the oil on my Victory. If I get done with that in time tonight, I might start working on the new bike, which I have to show everybody. This is the bike I'm gonna be working on next. This is a Triumph Tiger 1050. It's got the triple cylinder. Right now it's got some problems with starting. It won't start. If I do get it started, any throttle input and it bogs out. I did a couple of things already to see what might be the problem with it. If we got time, we'll go through those again. All right, let's get at it. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna let her warm up a little bit. I didn't ride her to work today, so we gotta get that oil up to temperature so it's easier for that stuff to come out. All right, we got her all warmed up, and changing the oil on a Victory cross country is super duper simple. I'll try to show you down here. So there's a drain plug right here. It's a 6mm hex. And then after that, right back here, you got your oil filter. You take that off, and that's it. I usually, I take the drain plug out, let it drain a little bit, and then up here is where the oil fill is. So you're right in here. That's the oil fill right there. I pop that off once I get it going to get some air in there to let that flow a little faster. All right, so let's get at it. All right. Another nice thing is we can do all this while it sits on its side stand. It's angled so that the oil is angled over to the left side of the oil pan, so it's not that hard to do whatsoever. Also, you can buy a Victory oil kit, and I'll show you that here in just a second. So it has the exact amount of oil that you need. It comes with the new fuel filter and the crush washer. All right, there we go. We got the oil going. Took the plug out. That's the crush washer on it. I'm going to clean that up, make sure it doesn't have any metal pieces on it or anything like that. I'll also dip my finger in the oil too and check that. I had to loosen the dipstick here with a pair of pliers first, but we're going to pull that out. All right, next we're going to take this oil filter off. Now your oil filter should only be on about hand tight, so it's not hard to get these off. All right, there we go. Set that right there. Here's the Victory oil change kit that I got. Like I said, it comes with everything it needs. Comes with all the oil filter, 2 washers, and an O-ring, as you can see in there, to replace all those things I just took out. This is super easy and convenient because it has exactly the amount of oil that I need to put back in it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get this stuff out and we're going to do the exact opposite of what we just did. So I don't know if this is something that everybody does. I guess I learned this changing oil filters on cars, I guess. But I preload the oil filter with just a little bit. I don't try to fill the whole thing up. You wind up tipping it sideways like this, and you put more than in there that the paper can absorb, and it winds up draining out. So I just put just a little bit. I give it a turn to let it soak into the paper that's in there. That way it doesn't spill out when I put it back on. And then I also use a little bit of oil on the gasket to lube the gasket before I put it on. Let me know down in the comments if that's something you do as well. All right, now we can put the oil filter back on. All right, like I said, the oil filter only needs to go on hand tight. So I'll just slide this back on. And then it only needs to go on hand tight. Don't give it too many ugga-duggas. All right, that's good right there. Next we're going to clean off that plug, and then we're going to put the new crush washer on and put that on. All right, I got the drain plug right here. We're going to take this old crush washer off. We're going to clean this off. I didn't feel any bits of metal or anything like that when I took it off. So that's always good. Victory kit comes with the new crush washer. All right, now we're going to put the drain plug back in. All right, it's still dripping just a little bit. So I'm going to slide this to the side so I can wipe it off. You gotta be very careful. What you don't want to do is you don't want to cross thread this, and you don't want to over tighten it either. Now there are some certain Newton meters you're supposed to do, but I don't do that. Again, I go by feel, and I've changed the oil in this motorcycle the last 50,000 miles. I've done all the oil changes for this, I would suppose. All right, that's good and hand tight. All right, next we're going to fill it with oil. Then I'm going to let it run for a little bit to make sure we don't have any leaks, and we should be good to go. All right, so oil filter's back on, drain plug is back in, oil has been filled, dipstick placed back inside. Next thing I do is I put some paper towels underneath where the drain plug and the oil filter are to check for any leaks. I'll give it a start, let it run for a little bit, make sure there's nothing on these paper towels. All right, I let her run for about 10-15 minutes or so. Well, probably more like 10 minutes, just to see if we can have any leaks. And let's take a look here at what we got. We got no leaks. Dry paper towel, good to go. And that's changing the oil on our Victory Cross Country. Okay, so like I said, I'm working on this Triumph Tiger 1050. It's got some starting issues. In doing the research about this bike, one of the things I found was it's very sensitive to fluctuations in voltage. So I put this battery on a battery tender and I let it charge for about a week. Got it up to 12.8 volts, which is where it's supposed to be. Then I took it off the charger and I let it sit here for about a week. And now we're going to check it again. And if I'm doing this correctly, we're going to put this meter on 20 because that's as close as to 12 as you can get on this one. And then we're going to, this is the positive, this is the negative, and that should be at 12.6 to 12.8 volts. I had 12.8 on the right off the charger, and it's at 11.88, and pretty much it should still be at 12.6 after 1 week sitting here. It should still be able to hold a charge at 12.6. So we're going to start our diagnosis by go ahead and getting a fresh battery, make sure it's good, and then we'll go from there. All right, I took that battery over to Power Plus Batteries. I think that's what it's called. They did a check with their equipment, and they said it's a good battery. It was only charged to 24%, and it's a AGM battery, so there shouldn't be any problems getting that battery back. So in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to work on this Road King, and we got some parts to put on it. All right, this is my 1996 Road King, and back here, this bumper piece is broken, and this saddlebag guard is broken. You can see right here, it's broken away from this support strut here. And then over here, it's broken away right there. So I got a new bumper and I got a new support strut for this side. But I think what I'm gonna do is I got two. They came as a pair. So I'm gonna replace both of these. That way they match. And then put this back together. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take these saddlebags off. All right, let's get to work. All right, it took some work, but I finally got these two into here. What I had to do is I had to remove it from the fender, put this fender stay on first, get this relatively, just to get the bolts on, and got this back up in here. So now I'm going to tighten these all up. All right, I got her all done. Only thing I couldn't do is get that bumper on there. That bumper has a different shape and the brackets in a different location than the original. But I got everything all tightened up. No more rattles. And next we're going to take her out for a test ride. Make sure she's good to go. All right, let's start her up and take her for a test ride. It's been a while since this one's been out of the garage. All right, so I'm back. She ran good. No issues. The rattle that was happening before has all stopped because those brackets are fixed now. So I do have somebody interested in buying this. So I'm gonna give them a call and let them know it's ready to go. And that's been this last couple of weeks in the garage. That's what I've been up to. So when we get the battery back for this Tiger, we're going to delve a little deeper into that. And I just almost got about 20,000 miles on my Softail. So my Softail is going to be needing a 3-hole pretty soon here. So we're going to be doing that also. Got some rides coming up. I'm going to Vintage Days at Mid-Ohio. So that's going to be fun. So if any of you happen to be there and you see me, say hi.